Hello, everybody. Welcome along to our Sunday afternoon here in the UK. Live. We're carrying on with the January Daily. Who knew there were so many days in January? And who also knew that they were all Sundays? When people say, oh, never in a month of Sundays. Well, we're having one at the moment due to lockdown. Nothing changes day on day. Every day is identical to the last one. So, yeah, we are having a month of Sundays. But just to jolly us along, we're doing a January Daily. And each day, you're kind enough to join me as we progress through our book, doing different prompts. Oh, that's a point, Mr. F. I don't know where my prompt list is. That's no good. I think it's over where I sit because I agonise over it every night. Yeah, here we go. Right, these are our prompts. We've chosen a different one every day, and some have been a little tenuous, but still within the rigid rule of law. So, right, where are we going today? Where is the fickle finger of pencil going to land today? It's going to land here. Use string or twine. Bet you weren't expecting that one. I don't know what you were expecting. It's 24th today? Yes, 24th. A week today will be our last actual book page. But I think after that we're probably going to have to spend a little bit of time going back over it and just making sure that everything is as complete as we want it to be. And maybe put some paper in the front and the back cover, just generally tidy it up so it looks all pretty. Right, use string or twine. Okay, what can I say? This is the book I've been using. We've all been using your own versions. And this was a book I altered, so it had 31 sides in it, plus some extra pages occasionally. It's Technical Drawing Book by Mr. Green, who I'd like to think we've made quite famous. So I refer to my whole book as Mr. Green, and he's getting a bit chunky. Look at him. If I don't hold on to him, he's quite a chunky monkey. I can squish it down quite a bit, but no, he's quite fat.
Like how my genes work these days.
My genes are way beyond that. So we have decorated each day with a different theme. That's pretty spread, isn't it? And some of your work is just amazing. And if some of you care to look back to what you did for the earlier days and what you're doing now, you won't recognise yourselves. It's amazing how much you've stretched yourselves and just how far you've come, really. It's amazing. That's lovely. I love that. That was the sewing one with the zip in. That caused much consternation. That was the vellum one. That was a winter theme. This was butterflies. That was the corner pocket one. That one. Then the clutch bag. Then the watercolouring stamps. Then this was washi stickers. This one is, what was that one? What was the 22nd? I don't know.
Floral.
Floral, was it?
Yeah,
Floral. Well, it certainly fills that brief, doesn't it? It's florally. And we had these lovely 3 flippy envelopes there. And then yesterday we had grunge. And I must be totally honest with you, I absolutely loved doing this. It's probably the page, well, I like the floral one as well, but this is probably the page I enjoyed doing most, and it really wasn't the one I was expecting. I've been sort of putting off grunge a bit because I didn't know what to do. I didn't exactly know what grunge was, so I was kind of just sidelining it. But I'm glad that I attacked it yesterday, and I really like the result, actually. I haven't been on Facebook for a while. I've been quite busy this morning trying to sort out what we're going to do. So I haven't seen anybody's grunge, really. But once this is over and we're put away and everything, I will have a look at Facebook and see what you're up to. So this is the book page for the 24th. Should we have a roll call before we get going?
Yep. We'll start with Beryl because her phone's about to die.
Oh, Beryl, plug yourself in.
And then we'll move on to Shaz, who had 10 puppies in the night.
Wow, Shaz, 10. Oh, I hope Mum's doing well and the pups are all healthy.
And then we have Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Roz.
Hi, Roz.
Kathleen.
Hi, Kathy.
Jean.
Hello, Jean.
Bernice.
Hello, Bernice.
Deborah.
Hiya, Deborah.
Shaz, we previously mentioned.
Oh, Shaz getting 2 mentions today.
Jen.
Hiya, Jen.
And Mike.
Hello, Mike.
And Nancy.
Hiya, Nancy.
And Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
And Linda.
Hello, Linda.
And Tony.
Hiya, Tony.
Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Jan.
Hiya, Jan.
Janya.
Hello, Janya.
Helen.
Hello, Helen.
Cherie.
Hello, Cherie. Wow, nice name.
Joan.
Hello, Joan.
And Carmen.
Hello, Carmen.
And if I've missed you, you'll have to shout out.
Okay, well, really kind of you all to join us.
Maureen.
Hello, Maureen. I'm delighted that you decided to spend some time with us today. Really am. So this is 24, this page here. And I thought we'd kind of worked pretty hard for our supper, these last 2 pages. They've been quite intense, I think. You might have found them a doddle, I don't know, but I've found them a fair bit of work's gone into them.
Violet.
Hello, Violet. So today, it's a Sunday.
Susan.
Hello, Susan. We're just going to kick back a little bit and do something easier. So I've cut out my piece of paper that's going to go on there, and it's the right size. Hooray! So you don't have to watch me do that. And I've just lightly inked around it with Vintage Photo. So that will get stuck in later. I'll put Mr. Green over there out of harm's way. Right, the plan for today is kind of, well, it's got a bit of watercolour. Not much, so don't freak out. It's got some lace. It's got a little bit of twine. It's got a butterfly. And it's got some die cuts. That's it. That's all it is. Easily MacPeasley. Okay, so these are the die cuts. You will remember these 2 fussy cuts. Well, you probably won't remember. Why would you remember? That I cut out the other day to go with the washi stickers. They didn't get used, so they've been living on my desk. So I fished them out again. Today might well be the day, you never know. And these die cuts, which are all Tim Holtz die cuts. Some are wildflowers and some's greenery. And I've got a sort of purpley one and a pink one. And then the rest is shades of green. These are the most awkward things, aren't they, to pick up? So just various shades of green and a pink and a purpley one. Which kind of matches with the pink and the purpliness of that. Good chance, good luck. Right, so I'll pop those over there for the time being. Now then, here's a piece of watercolour paper. It really is not expensive watercolour paper. It's the stuff that you'd buy in Hobbycraft or The Range or, I don't know, I'm guessing Michael's, somewhere like that, that is their own brand. You know, don't go buying Canson or anything expensive. And I've cut this out at, I'll tell you in a minute because I can't remember, 6 by 3.5. Now that's the size I want for mine because mine's long. So I don't want it any taller, obviously, than the book. If yours is like that, you can probably get away with a slightly thinner one and a slightly taller one. So just, you know, work out yourself what you think is the correct dimensions. Excuse me. Mr. Froggy has returned. So that when it's done, when it's decorated, that's going to go there. And we are going to use a bit of lace. This is like the poorliest bit of lace, isn't it? But it's just the right colour. And I'm going to pop that, glue that along there. And another bit of lace, probably this one, I think. Along there as well. So I'm making a corner tuck, but I'm making it out of lace. And I'm not going right to the corner. That might want to be moved up a little bit. It's kind of a tummy tuck, but it's on a slant, if you see what I mean. So this is going to get pushed in through it, and you'll see the bottom corner of it here. And I don't know why I'm doing that. I just fancy doing it, that's all. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I don't want to see all the stalks from this. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this paper right in the corner and then put my lace up there, just so you don't see the stalks. I could do the same there. I'll see how the notion takes me in a while. First thing to do, however, is to decorate our watercolour card. DPD have just gone past and they haven't delivered. That's a tragedy. So this is white. I'm leaving it white. I quite like the idea of it being white. And this is another piece of, well, it was waste watercolour card. And I'm just going to cut that in half. Now this tag I saw somebody do months ago. And I've tried to rack my brain and think who it was that I saw do it. And I just honestly can't remember. So I'm really sorry about that. And I'm sorry to the lady that did it. It's a really nice idea. And I'd love to credit you. If anybody knows who did it, please let me know. So I've got my Derwent watercolour set out again. And I want to use green and obviously pink. Now, if you look through your watercolour set, you won't see a pink. Pink isn't a watercolour. Well, it is, but not on my set. Not on my turf. So what you need to do is mix up red, but mix it up with lots of water, which will dilute it and make it pink. So that's kind of the plan. But the first thing we're going to do is use green. And I've got some green here mixed up that I mixed up for when I was messing around earlier. Let's drop a bit more colour into that.
Violet loves the thing you've got your lace wrapped around.
I know. Bring the rest. Show them. Show them the organisation that's going on behind the scenes. Oh. Okay. Here's my white. See it? Thanks, Mr. F. Here's my sort of unusual ones. A lot of these Regina sent me. And creams. Here are half of my pinks. I've got the other pinks out on the desk. And then we get on to the big boys. I'm calling them that today, Nancy. You may call them as you wish. And I've got my creams on there. And creams on here. Look at that. Cannot take credit for this system. I watched Angela Kerr and she was even more organised than me, but that was an idea I got from her. And I've still got loads.
Yes, let's not pretend that we're tidy.
Yeah, let's not pretend we're tidy. Here's another bag full of creams, look. And, you know, bag of greens.
Bag of blues.
Bag of blues. So no, don't get the idea that I'm blinking tidy, because I'm not. Right, so I'm going to put some green down here. This is just water. It just so happens the water's mucky. So I'm just putting a bit of water down here. Then I'm going to pick my green up and drop the green in. You probably won't see a whole lot of difference because the water is so filthy.
You want some clean water?
After I've done the green, yeah. So I'm just dropping the green into there. Doesn't matter if it's got a hard edge, which is usually what you really don't want in watercolour. doesn't matter in this instance. You are literally putting colour onto the paper. That's it. That's all you're doing. For those interested in following the saga, I found the kettle label last night. Apparently it's been there two days and I haven't actually noticed it. Well, you know, don't have a dog and bark yourself, do you? That's what I say. Right, so that's a bit of green. Thank you very much for that. So I'm just going to dry my brush off a bit and just pick some out of there. With a dry brush you can pick colour up, as I've shown you before. So I just want a sort of mottled look to this, which is why I'm picking some of the colour up. Okay, lovely. Mr. F's provided me with lovely clean water. So I'm just going to dry that off before I put the next colour on. It won't be a second, it's just thin. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I went to the kettle yesterday and it had this sticker on that said kettle. I said, you've stuck a thing on the kettle that says kettle. I said, yeah, it's been there 2 days. Right, so that's dry.
Well, I just thought you'd forgotten what it looked like, that was all.
Yeah, I pretty much had actually, if I'm honest. So this is the red, so I'm just going to get it into the land of the living.
I think you're doing the same on the Uva.
There's no point. That would never come to fruition. I just don't know how it works. I don't really want to. So I'm going to add quite a lot of water to that because I want a pinky colour. So there we are, and I'm just going to go down the side of this one here.
Cynthia says hi, but she's on her way out.
Oh, hi, bye. So I'm just popping colour on. You could do it with Tombows, Poscas, the Crayola ones that we had last week. Anything. You could do it with anything. That's pretty much all the colour that we need really on there. So I'm just picking up any bits that look really red because I just want it pink. That's fine. Let's just pick some of this colour out as well. It's a handy tip to know once you know it that a dry brush picks colour up. Right, so that's fine. What I also want to do are these two strips of waste card. I just want to paint those over with the same colours. One pink and one green. Which I should have done the green when I had the green on my brush, but never mind. Still got some there made up. So that's it. That's all you've got to do with your watercolours. I mean, you know, it's definitely not rocket science. There we are. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a tidy up here now. Put my watercolours away. This needs a good clean out, this one. It's filthy.
Hi Miranda.
Hi Miranda, thanks for joining us. Could you take those away and just rinse that brush out, please? Won't take much rinsing.
You need it back afterwards?
No. Well, not unless everything goes horrendously wrong. Which it might.
Chance.
There's a chance, yeah. Right, so we've now got... I'm going to put these sort of across there. Kind of like that, kind of. But it leaves us with this white bit here. And I quite like the white. I'm not saying I don't like the white. It's just a bit too white. So what I've got a stamp here, and it's a Tim Holtz one, and it's kind of it's just a speckle backgroundy thing. You could use text. any stamp that you like. It could be a flower, it could be a butterfly, it could be anything. And I've got archival ink here in peeled paint, which is one of my favouriteest colours. I love peeled paint. So this is just a kind of random stamp, really. So I can't go wrong, so I'm not worried. Says she, you can't go wrong. So I'm just going to bring it up to that pink edge there. And I'm just going to put another little bit on the edge. It's just a bit of interest. It just dulls that white down a little bit. Although, as I say, I'm not unduly worried about the white. So there we are. Oops. It's done that one. We'll just do the same down here. So I'm not using my stamping platform because I don't think you can go that far wrong with these ones. It's not supposed to be anything, so I can't get it wrong. Right, okay, that's fine. Happy with that. I might just put a little bit onto these just as a point of interest. Hooray, come back. I do like these little archival inks, I really do. I find them most useful. Might as well stamp onto both at the same time, hadn't I, really? Let's move one along. And you can get more colours because obviously they're less expensive because they're small. Yeah, that's nice. I quite like that. Is any left on you? A little bit of a shadow. That's fine, that'll do the job nicely. Right. So I've finished with that. I did buy myself the other day some magnets. And they're really thin ones. Because I think they'd be quite useful, you know, for keeping things down, that sort of thing. So these are from a company called Magnet Expert. Wonder what he sells. And they're really, really thin. 0.75 of a mil. So they're really thin. And there's 20 apparently in here. They weren't exactly cheap. These magnets must be kept away from children. If swallowed, surgery will be required. You must read our small magnets warning sheet before handling these magnets. So seeing that I haven't read that, I've kept them in the box. Not that I'm a small child, but you never know what could happen, do you? So, right, let's put these on then. So I'm going to tear that there. So we've got a bit of a torn edge situation. And tear that about there. And this one. Tear that there. And about there. So they're going to go on like this. I don't think I need those. I'm getting rid anyway. Right, so I'm going to use my Victorian Velvet ink. You can carry on using any of the browns, any colour you fancy. You might have decided not to do pink there, in which case use a colour that suits you. I think this tag, once I've shown it to you, I think it is so fast, and you could chain make them. You know what I mean? You could have a real assembly line going, and you could get lots made really quickly, and yet they look, well, I think when they're finished, they look really nice. For not a lot of effort. Which is always what we're looking for, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. Right, okay. That's that. So I'm going to just stick those on there. It doesn't matter which way up they go or which goes to which side or anything. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to pop them on with a bit of Aleene's. There's nothing going... Oh, sachet. No, is there? Yes, there is something going behind them. Tissue, tissue. Yes, just remembered in the nick of time. It's going that way. What's going behind these is a die cut, and I think I sorted out this one. Now looking at that, I think I want it in front. Yeah, so forget all that last ramblings. Stick these down and then we'll deal with the die cuts and the everything else. Let's just see if that's something like straight. I think so. Ooh, too much glue. Yeah, that's fine. I think when the end of January comes and we've got Mr. Green sorted out properly, I'm going on holiday to my sofa. You may not see me again for some time. I'm going to put that the other way up. No, I'll keep going. We've always got the take fives anyway to keep going, haven't we? And I've got Jean's, the folio that Jean sent me, the collector's folio, which I'm dying to have a go at. And I'm going to use that heirloom paper pad for that. Did any of you manage to get that heirloom paper pad? Did you find it? I think it's quite old now, to be honest. Right, so that's that. So then let's just stick this little die cut down. I'm sorry, I know this is quite tedious, but got to be done. This is when doing a video comes in useful, because you just fast forward through this stuff. Right, so I want that sort of...
Jean says she got it.
Oh, did you, Jean? Well done.
I think Jenny says it would make her sad. I think you not being on, I think, is what would make her sad.
Oh, I can't imagine it happening, to be honest. I mean, we were supposed to take 2 weeks off at Christmas. I think at the end of it, we hadn't even taken a week off, had we, when we started doing January daily? Right, so that's pretty much pretty much not stuck down there. It's got a mind of its own, this piece. If it comes up again, I'll put Cosmic Shimmer on it. Won't argue with that. I think it'll be fine once it is actually stuck down. There we go. Right, so there's one of our die cuts. Now then, the prompt was use string or twine. Well, I've scoured my drawers, cupboards, everything. Is that straight? I'm not sure it's straight, is it? Not sure it is. Well, it's going to have to be. It doesn't want to move. I can find string, but, you know, just more like string that you tie a brown paper package up with. So anyway, I've got this, which I think I bought as Hessian ribbon, actually. But it frays off really easily, and I've used it before for such purposes. So I'm just taking one piece of that off, and then I'm left with burlap twine, in effect. So there we are. come in useful for that. And I'm just going to wrap it round my fingers. I'm going to wrap it round 2, wrap it round 3, wrap it round 2, just kind of random. Cut the blood supply off to my fingers and get that off. And then I'm just going to stick that down. So tease it out a little bit, like that. Like that. That is perfect. And I'm going to use Cosmic Shimmer because it dries the fastest. And just put some dots down. Oh, come on, don't do this to me now. Put some dots down, and then we're just going to stick this on top. Like that. Doesn't matter if it comes over the side for this particular occasion. There may be times when you want it to go in a specific narrow pocket, in which case then keep everything that you've got. I think that's all right, actually. I quite like that. And then on top of that, I'm not worried about that because something's coming along on top. On top of that, we're going to have this little pink butterfly there. Now he needs to be up on dimensional tape, really. I probably could get away with gluing him, but his wingtips definitely need to be on dimensional tape. So thanks to Nancy, we have plenty of that. I got it out now. Oh yeah, here it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit on his wingtips. Maybe a tiny bit down there. Same over here. Am I in shot? Not even in shot. And another bit on the other wingtip. Kind of like that. Right. Now before I take the backing off, let's just have a little look and see if it's exactly what we want. Is that going to be right there? I think I need some more in the middle. So I'm going to go right along from there to the middle. And if it sticks out the edge, trim it off, because it does look quite unsightly if you don't, I think. And then another bit on the other side. So I think that should be okay. Let's just have a look at him. Don't see anything sticking out. I didn't, however, ink around him, so I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to use that Victorian velvet. Oh, there's a bit that's sticking out. Yeah, I want him to stay pink, so I'm going to use that Victorian velvet. I refer to him as him, but it's so pink, it's got to be a girl. I did actually toy with the idea of using a kind of proper butterfly, but it's up to you. You do what you fancy. It just didn't speak to me particularly, so I'm using this fanciful one. Right, so let's take these off. So talk amongst yourselves, make a coffee, whatever, whilst I struggle with these. Actually, they're not much of a struggle, they're pretty easy. I think this is the proper Sizzix stuff, and it's great. So I am also going to put a bit of glue on this because I want to trap any of the ends of the twine that I didn't actually catch. So just over the double-sided and all over the butterfly. And hopefully that'll catch down any bits of twine that we didn't manage to catch. There's that bit there, for example, that needs to go in, that end needs to go in the nest. There we are. Let's stick this down. There we go, that's fine, I think. I think that's quite nice. You could have a bigger butterfly, or you could make your butterfly further over the edge of the page. You know, you don't even need to do what I'm doing. It's just a suggestion. Oh, I've forgotten to make mine into a tag. Dear, oh dear. Let's chop the corners off, shall we? Make it into a proper tag. Forgot about that. There we are. So yeah, now it's a tag. And I'll wait for that all to dry, and then I'll probably back, because it does get dirty when you're using watercolour, so I'll probably back that in paper, either white or coffee stained. I don't really mind. Put a hole in it, put some trim of some sort in it. So that's that. We've finished that, and that's going to go on our page there. You see what I mean about them being really quick, really easy, and you could make loads of them in different colours. The only thing you'd have to do is to make sure that you've got your butterflies fussy cut and you've got your die cuts cut. But when you're cutting die cuts, you might as well carry on, hadn't you, really? And do a whole lot. So that's our tag. This is my twine that I have used. Read the prompt. And so now I just have to choose which ribbon I want for this. I do like that. It's so pretty. Let's find out where the middle of this page is.
Jen says, don't forget you cut it, you ink it.
I know, I nearly did forget, Jen. I almost nearly did. 8 3/4, so that's 4 3/8. Have you noticed how my maths has come on? 4 3/8, so that's there. That's the centre bit there. And let's find out where we want it to come up to. You cut it, you ink it. That's dead right. So that's going to go off the page there. So how far up do we want this? About there? Does that look nice?
Yeah, about halfway, is it?
Yeah, I guess it's about halfway. I'll measure it in a minute. So from the bottom, that measures just, well, it's actually 3 7/8, which won't mean anything to you unless you're doing a Mr. Green. 3 7/8. So let's just put a mark there so our ribbons can be equal on either side. Right, so finished with him for the time being. I'll just show you this one that I did this morning, just to kind of as a mock-up. And you can see I used a sort of ochre colour there, and I used a more real life kind of butterfly. And I sewed around it. I haven't sewn around this. I should have done, I forgot. But I don't really want to now. I've got that stuck down. Could sew up to it. I'll do that. I'll sew up to it. See, with this one, I've used this. I see a lot of the girls using this straight stitch, going into a zigzag, etc., etc. And I'm not sure if you know how to do it. For most of the things I do, it wouldn't suit. It's just not. It's not me. Not what I do. But for this, I thought it looked all right. And I still had the black thread in. I still have got the black thread in. I'm not sure it's going to go particularly well. Shall I do it or shall I not? Shall I change the colour of my thread? I'll change the colour of my thread. That's what we'll do. I'll take the black out. This is a well thought through live, isn't it? Sorry guys, I did do a lot of work on it this morning. I'm going to put this bright cerise fuchsia coloured pink in, which is in keeping, but it will stand out. Take the black off. It's actually not a black, it's a very, very dark graphite-y colour. Get the cerise out. I can't actually see what I'm doing, so I'm hoping that's okay. Let's thread this up. I used to know a girl who called this threadling. When you were threading your machine, she'd say threadling your machine. And I just like that word, threadle. There we go. Right, let's sew around here then. So I'm going to start from just up above where that bird's nest type thing is. I'm just going to put my machine on to lock off at the beginning. Right, so if you now want to go on to zigzag, make sure your needle is up. Never move your needle from straight to zigzag while your needle's in the thing, because it'll break the needle. So now select a zigzag stitch. And I want to go back to straight before I come to the top part. It's absolutely boiling in it anyway. One more stitch perhaps.
It's washing out the picture a bit. Alright.
I'm just going to go to zigzag just for a little couple of stitches. And back to straight. And down this side. Back to zigzag. Back to straight. And there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just doing it as I feel like it. Back to zigzag. Back to straight. There's my thread ends. Just hold as much of that out the way as I can. Now I have it. So let's have a look and see what it looks like. Well, there you are. You can see what we've achieved, kind of what we set out to achieve, I guess, which is good. I'm not so sure this one is straight. Don't know why that would be. Right. Well, you can see clearly on the back what's happened. You know, the zigzags, the straight and whatever. And you can still see it on the front as well, actually. So should you want to do that type of stitching, which I know a lot of people do, that's how you do it. The rule, the golden rule you mustn't forget is don't change from one to the other without your needle being up out of your piece, whatever it is you're working on. I think we need to put a gem on there. I'm surprised certain people aren't shouting. You know who I mean, don't you? certain people. I think I'll just go with these ones, whatever they are. I'll just get a couple out. Where's my little tool? This little dot there and little dot there will be probably much more than we need. Yeah, it's finished it off, hasn't it, Jen? Do you reckon?
Jen and Jean mentioned bling earlier.
Oh, did they? Oh, right. Well, girls, there you go. Right, I think that has finished it off, actually. I do quite like that now. He looks a bit more dressed for dinner, doesn't he? Okay, so let's get back on to what we were doing before we got sidetracked with sewing round, round and round. So, yes, my choices are this. Now, I think it goes that way. I think these are trailing. So that would go there, from there to there. And this is why I didn't want to stick the paper down first, because I want to be able to fold this over the sides and keep it, keep the edge nice. So that's one option. Where's my tiny bit of green gone? Here. I could have this above it, which I actually really rather like. Yeah, I do like that. That's what's going to happen. So this is going to get put down first. So I just want to cut a bit that's long enough to go along there and get folded over underneath. Oh, my scissors don't seem very sharp. Right, I don't want to stick it down onto here because I like the idea of being able to tuck the pocket in. So this is going to be interesting, isn't it? I'm going to make my marks on the back. That's what I should have done all along. 4 3/8, if my memory serves. Oh, I've got 3 7/8 up the side. Blimey, it's hard work, isn't it? 4 3/8 to the middle. And what did I say that was? 3 7/8. 3 7/8 up the side. This is what they don't tell you about junk journaling. You gotta be a mathematician. So, where's the bit of cut? Here. So that's going to go there, and it's going to get folded over there like that. I've got the marks on the back. Everything's looking grand. So I can use whatever glue I like. It doesn't matter if the glue shows through because this is the back. Let's have a drink of coffee while we just settle down.
I mean, to make doubly sure you could put some double-sided just over the edge.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I just wondered if the thickness would... Let's do it anyway. Let's just do it.
Just belt and braces, like.
Belt and braces. Can't go far wrong, can you, with belt and braces? So yeah, as Mr. F suggests, bit of double-sided along there, bit of double-sided, way hello, up here. Burnish that down and take the back off once we see exactly where we want to glue, really. I guess I can stick it down to that and then glue around it. Yeah, okay, so let's take that off. Let's do this one at a time. Right, that's there. Let's go in there. Lovely. I'm not going to pull it too tight because I'm aware that I want some room to get the tag in. I do, however, want this right in the middle. There's a way, there's always a way.
Pull the thing off first, like.
Oh, I just got it perfect. You could have told me.
I thought you were just lining up, I didn't realize
No.
you were going for it.
I was going for it. So that's where I want it, I think. It's going to ease off on the pulling. And let's have a look and see. I think when that's stuck down it'll be fine. Let's have a little go with a tag. Yeah, I mean that's just going to look pretty. Come on. Right, so I've got some surplus double-sided, but it doesn't matter because ultimately it's going to get stuck down in Mr. Green anyway. So I'll just stick those down. Doesn't matter how ugly the job is, it's just stick them down out of our way. Right, there we go. Lovely. So same on to the side.
Do you want something on there? Just stop it sticking to the table all the time.
Can do, yeah.
Just it'll annoy you to.
It'll annoy me to death. Lovely. Icing sugar. You can use cornstarch, you can use corn flour, you can use flour, you can use talcum powder. I just happen to be using icing sugar because it's lovely, and if you get any on your fingers you can lick it off. I didn't say that. But I would ordinarily. Right, so I want this. This is kind of upside down. I want this way here. So it's going to go like that. So I shall cut it off about there. Right, so I'm finished with that ribbon. So let me just roll it up and put the pin in. Yes, what channel have you tuned into today? So pop those over there and then go back in my ribbon box. I haven't got a ribbon box. Where's my eraser? I don't know, I've lost it somewhere. There it is, hiding under there. I'm just going to rub that out now while I can still see it. And that one as well. Oh, I'll leave that one. I need that. No, well, I don't really. I just need it on the back. Right, so let's put some double-sided on there. Which way does it go? It goes that way, so from the mark out a little bit. From the mark. Which way does that fold? It sort of comes the other way, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, so let's burnish those down. Take the backing off. I'll just take it off one till we're ready to rock. So that goes that way and it goes there. Okay. So I want it exactly on that mark and exactly on that mark. And just fold it over. I don't think we're exactly on that mark. There we are. Now we are. Do the same with this one. Get it on that mark. Fold it over. They're not sticky. They're not sticky now because I think I must still have talcum powder on my hand, icing sugar. So there we are. It forms that really nice V. I really like that. It's lovely. Looks quite weddingy actually. That lace ribbon is quite weddingy. So shall I put that on as well? Makes it look more like a journal page and less like a wedding invitation. I could put it on down there. Yeah, I quite like the idea of putting it on down there. Or there. There. Or there. I don't know. Let's muse on that for a while. Let's pop that in and see which looks the best. I think I quite like it at the top. I think it goes better with that. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put some double-sided onto there and stick my lace on. I want it to go around the corner, so I'm going to leave a little lug on it. Same here. I'm going to fold this over. I'm going to pull it as much as I can because it seems a bit floppy, that ribbon that we put on. So I'm going to give it a good tug. There we go.
You decided on the top in the end?
Yeah, I decided on the top. I think I said. I can't be sure. I might have just said it to myself in my own head. But when I put the card in, it looked better up there than it did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I'll just fold that over. It's kind of too much, that. We don't need all that. It has stuck itself down, so. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I like that better. I think that's our best option. Because I've pulled it quite tight, it's tightened that up, so that sits nicely in there. Excellent. Great job. I have to say these things to myself. So with our other bit of green, I'm going to do exactly the same to the other side. You can use different colours, different trims, different whole idea really you could use. It doesn't have to be this at all. You've seen me use the twine or string previously on journaling cards and stuff, where I've put fine hessian down and then tied it round with twine. I have used it quite a lot. There we go. So this is all crumpled up, but miraculously when you stick it down, it just straightens itself out, which is good because it really is creased up. Because it hasn't yet been introduced to my new filing system, for trims and lace and ribbons. Right, so there we go. That's that. Just this one to go and we're done. Right, there we are. I'm just going to cut that off because I've got a fair bit of bulk going on there. Okay. Right, there we go. So now this is going to go in here. It's going to fit in there. This is stopping it going through. This is stopping it falling out, as an ordinary side tuck would do. It's just a side tuck with a little bit of a difference, but you know, not a whole lot really. So all that remains now is for us to stick down the die cuts in some pleasing kind of manner, and I've got my fussy cut as well should I choose to use it. I'm not so awfully convinced that that really goes. I thought it would, but I don't think it does. I do like this green. I think it's it's pleasing in this kind of, in our page. I'm wondering what that would look like. Quite like that. Do you think, Mr. F?
Yes.
Do you like that?
Pleasing.
Or would you just prefer that?
No.
No. Okay, let's go with that then. I do have this other dark green one that would add some contrast, but I quite like that actually. It's just soothing, I think. So let's get those stuck down then. I can probably do away with that leaf, seeing as it's been tucked in here. So just a bit of glue on the back. I'm pretty sure I'd take more time doing this if I wasn't doing a live. So I'll have that there coming out here. Stick it down. And I'll have this one coming out like that, I think. So as I said, it's not a really highly technical day today. It's something that hopefully you'll find it relatively easy, and you can maybe catch back a day on it if you're getting behind a bit. There is a lot, we have done a lot of work. So I understand if you're lagging behind. But I think this one won't take you very long. And as I say, maybe make up a bit of time. There we are. It's funny, isn't it, how you perceive colours, because when I looked at that, it looked quite grey, that green. And yet when you see it like that, it's definitely a really nice sage green. So this one, well, it's going to go in there. I don't need that leaf, I definitely do not. All my fussy cutting of that leaf, and it's just getting chopped off. So I think probably like that. Yeah, that's what I'll aim for then. Then when it's all done, he needs to go into Mr. Green and see what it looks like. And then I can get thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. There we go. So that's kind of our page really. Just pop the lid back on that. Bring Mr. Green back into the affairs. So he's going to go in like that. I'm just going to take that tag out because I don't need it while I'm actually gluing. That was the bit that I was going to put down in there. I'm quite glad I didn't actually. I like the idea that it's just ribbon. You all right, Mr. Rowe?
Yeah.
You looking for something?
No, just minding my own business.
Yeah.
For a change.
Is nobody speaking to you today?
Oh yeah. They're all chatting away. Reckon joint.
Right, I think that's the glue on. Which way up? This way up. Let's get them stuck down. There we go, I think that's about right. Just make doubly sure where the lace is. There we go. There we go. That's right. The only remainder thing to do is to put a little tag of some sort on that. So let's see what we can do. Let's put an eyelet in first. Is the way forward, I think. Let's just see where the middle is. The middle is there. Get the eyelets out.
Do you want to get some string for the hole?
Yeah, please. I'm just going to use some of this.
You sure I've got thicker string?
No. Is it just string or?
Well, like fluffy twine.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to use one of these thicker ones. They are the proper We Are Memory Keepers ones, but they're wider. The actual eyelet is wider. And I think it'd be quite nice in here. I think you've seen me use them before. Need to find a little box to put these in. So, which colour shall we use? No, not quite. It's probably going to be the light one, I think. That's nice. There's the darker one, which would go with the thread. Might use that one actually. Make sure and seal those up or I'll be looking for them forever. So, just pop that into the hole and set it with a crocodile. Oh, lovely. That's worked well. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice colour for that, I think. And Mr. F's just come with some twine, which is lovely. See if I can get it off. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to thread some twine through, seeing as that is the prompt for today, and just tie a bow with it. That's all it needs. Tie that quite tightly. It feels to me like it might want to come off, so I might stick a little dot of glue behind it. Just on the card, and then stick the twine to it. Not on the eyelet. What do you call it? Yeah, eyelet, isn't it? Yeah. Not on the eye. So it's just a drop there, and just hold that down for a second till it dries and binds. Have a mouthful of coffee, chill out. Bring in Mr. Green. Hello, Mr. Green, how are you doing today? You're looking quite green today. Yeah, does he name you right? Right, so that's not quite dry, but it will dry clear. So that's a little twine bow on the top, and there we have it. That is my offering to you today. I hope you like it. It's, like I said, it's not a technical one today, or one that's really going to take you much thinking about at all.
Date.
Oh, the date. Why don't you just say the date? Yeah, we don't have it.
Feel like you'd forgotten, that's all.
I have forgotten. Where shall I put the date? I could put it up there. Let's cut this out with the deckle-edged scissors. Yeah, you've joined us, Mike, on a day that's not really...
Jen says you mentioned tying up Mr. Green, and now you have.
I did tie him up the other day. I tied... I'll show you in a minute what I did to him. He didn't complain. I could put that there, which I think looks quite nice. I'm just going to go around it with a Victorian velvet. So given that the prompt is twine, use string or twine, you know, do what you want. I think that looks quite nice there, actually. Maybe there's a bit too much going on over there. Maybe I'll bring it over here. Yeah, that is exactly where that's going. Thanks for the reminder, Mr. F. I completely forgot. Now my glue's clogged up.
Joan says this is fabulous, Miss P.
Oh, thank you. I feel today like it's... And, you know, I'm not teaching you anything today.
Oh, Dixie says it's lovely, very feminine.
Yeah, it has turned out quite feminine, actually.
And Nancy says you've done it again, fantastic.
Thanks, Fancy.
You've earned your seat on the sofa.
Well, I sit on the sofa and I take the prompt list over with me. And I'll look at it and I'll look at it, and then I'll say to Mr. F, have you got any ideas? And then he'll say no, and then he'll come out with something that is so outlandish, you just would not believe it. You know, why don't you short of build a house and put somebody, you know, I mean, it's just low. No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, there we are. That's the 24th of January, done and dusted. I hope you like. You don't have to do anything like that at all. But I would actually suggest that you try that tag, because it's so easy to do. And you could do loads of them. And I think they're pretty, and I think they'd look nice in any journal, really. So what can I say? Thanks for joining me. This page now beckons. Oh, we've got a loose page. You know what that means? It means it's a pocket. I might try Sandra's trick of bending that over and tucking something into there. Anyway, we'll see what the day brings. Tomorrow is Monday. Sorry for you guys that's got to go back to work. We don't have to do anything apart from stay in the house. And I'll see you tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place, same back channel, 2 o'clock UK time. Thanks for joining me. Thank you very, very much indeed for all the chat that goes on. It's just great. I feel like you're just there. So take care, please, above all else, take care and stay safe. And see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Be safe. Be happy. Bye.